Recently, it has been proclaimed that the Epstein files are going to get released sometime within the next 6 months. Now, this is a very good thing because, having rich and powerful people run around with, absolute freedom for the horrendous and terrible crimes that they have committed is not good. And this is very good for us because then we can see these horrendously terrible people and be like, hey, maybe we should, make them not have anything anymore. Put them into complete and utter disarray. And, that would be the best thing if that does happen, which, is still questionable because rich people can do a lot with their money. And the two things that are the most pressing matters with this is whether or not Trump is going to be a prominent figure on the files. And now here's why the files doesn't really make this situation any better. Because it's either a bad situation or a worse situation. Going with the bad situation is that let's just say that even after all the overwhelming evidence that has come out and the very suspicious activity of Trump around the files and the government's really suspicious activity around the files, that, he's not on the list, right? He has absolutely no prominence on the list, which with the emails that were released recently is already not true. It's still bad because he, was on the side that said, why do we even still care about the files? This isn't a big deal or anything. What? Excuse me? It's not a big deal that the people that run the world are pedophiles. That's crazy. Okay. That is insane and absurd, right? And I think that's what everyone's saying. And then the government's over here being like, oh, they never exist. Y'all are stupid for believing that they exist. You're dumb. Idiots. And just fucking government actually idiocracy, which works on a lot of people, which is the sad part. And the reason this is still bad is that if he's not on the list, he still tried to cover it up, right? It is very clear and obvious that he was against releasing the files. And I don't want to hear, because I've seen this, people being like, oh, it's all the liberals or whatever the fuck the blue people are called, right? I'm not really that political, right? But it's not. I'm sorry. If the people in the government wanted the files to be released, they would have been released sooner. If Trump, didn't have something to hide, he wouldn't behave the way he did. This has nothing to do with anyone else. This man will do literally anything, even if it is literally the worst possible option. He's been abusing the power that he's been given, and if he doesn't abuse it to, expose pedophiles, that would, kind of show that he probably, either is or is helping them. And that's the problem, is that if he's not on the list, the only reason he would be hiding it is because, I don't know, he was bribed, if some business partners or something were on them, and he is benefiting by them not being found as pedophiles, right? Because, once again, being found as a pedophile would probably lead to your downfall, I hope, right? And this is still bad. This does not solve our problems, because that still means that we have a not great president, and that, our government is still full of corrupt people. It's never good, but, this is option number 2, and this is, in my opinion, the least likely option, or not the least likely, but the less likely out of the two, right? Because, why the hell would anyone do any of this, and they're not on the list, right? I don't know, but he could also just be helping people on the list, right? Which is what a lot of people, I feel like are, trying to make this look less bad. And now for the other thing is that he's definitely 100% a pedophile, or at least someone who abuses women. And in fact, I think he already has, and those charges were dropped and no one talks about them anymore, which is really weird, but I'll have to do some background research into that. But that's also not good. That's really not good, because Trump's, little follower group is a bunch of just absolutely, I'm gonna be honest, if you are a close follower of Trump, I don't, just, why? I don't know, I don't support either side. I feel like I'm not here because I want to see the downfall of the red people, right? Because I think that all the red people are pedophiles or something. I don't like pedophiles. I don't want pedophiles to be here. I don't care about politics. I don't like pedophiles running the world, right? That is a bad thing. So, efficiently, right, it's either that he's helping people, he is one, or both, right? None of those options are good, and, that'll be fun to see when they get released, which is, copium, because let's be completely honest, like GTA 6, they said they're going to, like they did a long time ago. If you don't remember, a big part of Trump's campaign was saying that he would release the files. That's really funny, because he didn't, or hasn't, or tried not to, or any of the following, yeah, it's pretty much just explicitly all bad and sucks. And yeah, at least they're getting released, because then we can try to make something happen, which is the next bad thing. Because what I mean, like, hopefully people can do something about it, but from the track record of, rich people and shit stuff, they really do get away with anything they want just because they have money and fucking connections, and it's really sad. I'm gonna be completely honest. And if for some reason you're a rich person watching this who is, a bad person, and you would probably know if you're a bad person because it's really obvious that you're a bad person, don't be a bad person, which I highly doubt anyone will. But uh, it all sucks. This place sucks. They're like, what the hell are we doing? I'm gonna be honest. Like, I feel like there's a very strong line between right and wrong, and a very obvious answer for a lot of the situations people are in right now. And right now, it's not working. I don't know, man. Like, people out there are crazy. It's kind of concerning. But yeah, that is my very small rant about the files and why it probably is a good thing that it is a good thing that they're getting released. But uh, it's just, it doesn't solve the problems completely. But hopefully, it does make us gain ground in the situation. So, uh, hopefully, when I'm being hopeful here, right? When they release, it'll be a good day for all non-pedophiles of everywhere, because that being a pedophile is bad. Anyways, that's all. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I will try to do more of this content if this is, popular enough, and I probably still will do more content if it isn't. So thank you. I appreciate it, and goodbye.